Good morning, barely. It's April 8th, Tuesday, 2025. I'm here in Kenna Cartwright Park again. And we're out for a little walk. Another therapy walk. I need it today, seriously. Went to visit my family this morning. Feels like I've been through a trade war. Maybe worse. You ever walk away from a visit and feel like you've gone backwards about 10 steps? Like you don't know anybody anymore? That's how I feel. People you thought they were a certain way, or I don't know. It's hard to talk about because they want you to talk about it, but then they take offense to it. I got so much to talk about. Oh man, I got a lot to talk about. I'm afraid to say anything. I almost feel like walking away from the whole thing, right? Because I feel like there's no possible way I could ever relate to them anymore. You know what I'm saying? When you try and pour a little bit of your heart out to somebody and they just kind of, it's like they don't understand even 1% of what you said. Or they shift the blame onto somebody else, or they shift the blame onto you. You walk in with a smile on your face, a ray of sunshine, hoping to spread a little bit, and you walk out feeling like you got your head kicked in, right? Afraid to say any more, even though I am just floored. I'm gutted, right? I am completely gutted. I feel like hopping on a plane and never coming back. Sorry, maybe I'm a little dramatic. I know that's what they'd probably say, but I know that's what they would say. I'm just speechless, right? There's so many more things I could talk about. You just want what's best for them, right? And you want to be treated fairly. And you want and I could start doing the Trump attack, name calling and blaming and pulling the mat out from people. You know what I'm saying? I could start that. I don't want to. I don't want to do any of that. When all you really want is have a good relationship with people, and you want things to get better, and you don't want them to make mistakes. But I think it comes at they just don't respect. They don't believe. They don't want to believe that I might know something. It's like either, I don't know, I'm just floored, right? Gutted. You don't have, it's like they feel threatened by me or something, or I'm threatening their judgment or their, Yeah, if we compare bank accounts, maybe I'm not doing that well right now. But that isn't about me anyway. It's, I'm a lot like my mom, right? I was always there for them. And I don't want to talk about me. I know there's a lot of other people in the same boat, right? I got to stop talking. I'm digging a deeper and deeper hole. But hey, sometimes the truth hurts, right? I'm seeing things more clearly than I ever have in a long, long time for various reasons, and there's no need to get into that. I've made a lot of strides in my life in the last while here. Not to brag or anything, but we talked about making changes. It's possible to make incredible changes in our lives if we want to. But when you see, I'm just so afraid to say anymore. I got to turn this camera off, man. I think it's dynamics sometimes in families can feel a little bit like wars, you know. It's like, I know Putin thinks he's doing the right thing by killing people too. You know, Trump feels he's doing the right thing by making people miserable and deporting people and breaking up families, you know. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to explain. It's hard for me to take people like that, right? We can argue politics all day long. I'm not interested. I think good people are misunderstood. There's some good ones out there, man. I've met them. And everybody has good in them. But you can't beat someone to a pulp, this is an example, and then tell them you're helping them, right? That's not necessarily me for an example, but sometimes the world does that to you. It'll kick the good right out of you. And you better like it, right? And then if they can't get it all out of you, they'll blame you again. And you know, the sad part is, at least in my case, I really deeply love my family and all my extended family members and pets. But you dare say anything that they're not perfect, because I take it as a personal attack. And I know right now they're going to watch this video and only listen to the parts that they want to hear. And get angry. Is one member of my family I haven't seen for a long time that I'm getting a really good vibe from lately. And I think that person knows who they are. And anyway, enough said. I'm putting my foot and mouth and foot and hoof disease as usual, right? But I do care a lot about everybody in my, you know, and myself. I care about myself enough to say something too. Enough. Getting my nature on, man. It's beautiful out here today. Let's end that, you know, and I hope somebody else listens, and I guarantee I'm not the only one, and I'm kind of beating around a bush, and that's fine. Like we talked about it yesterday. People can be under other pressures and other things, right? And we can call those excuses or not or whatever, but it doesn't matter, you know. Please, if you want me to understand, you know, help me understand. You know, but it feels sometimes that it's, ooh, look at that. Here, hold on, I'm going to put the big head zoom on. Look at that. Kamloops Lake, my friends. Beautiful lake, very windy lake. That's where the Thompson River flows into both Thompsons, you know, north and south, and then the Thompson into that lake. And then that lake turns back into the Thompson again. And I don't know how long that lake is. I don't know, 15 kilometers maybe or something like that. Then it flows into the Fraser River. And then the Fraser River flows all the way down to Vancouver into the Pacific Ocean. Long ways, lots of rapids and that. British Columbia is an absolutely beautiful place. Beautiful out here. Nature, heal me, bro. Heal me. Oh. Don't you ever just want to be closer with your family? Don't you ever just want to build the relationships? But every time you do, you just feels like you're bashing your head against the wall. You sort of get the yeah treatment and then bash. You know, and when you're close with people, there's something comforting in being able to say what you feel and what you mean, right? But I don't feel that way anymore in my family. Haven't for quite some time. You know, I've been in relationships with that, with ladies too, where it feels like you're walking on eggshells. Man, that's a scary situation. I kind of feel like I'm on the verge of, you know, I just don't like giving up on things. I don't give up. I think people take advantage of the fact I don't give up. I figure they can, doesn't matter what they say to you, he'll come back, right? Sorry, I'm really sorry, everybody out there that's listening to this. I didn't mean to bum you out. But you're not in it alone. I know I'm not. You know, you think over the years, you think your relationships with families are supposed to get better, right? Sometimes they don't. I think my dad is easy to figure out, I think. If I had money, I could be a murderer and he'd greet me with open arms as long as I had the bling, right? That sounds weird, doesn't it? There's so much weird about that. It's a little bit of that Trump-esque kind of thing, right? You're okay, but what's in it for me type attitude. And yes, if you're listening, old man, yes. Yes. But we've had these conversations before, right? It's like, I just, And once again, I got to say, I'm far from perfect, right? I am far from perfect. Far from perfect. But I'll tell you what, I guarantee I smile a lot more and laugh a lot more, especially given my circumstances. And the other bunch, it seems like they got everything. I never see any of that. Not in my presence anyway, but maybe they are. And I just, eggshelling it again, right? I just don't want to make things worse. Anybody else out there? I always hear these stories about people having to just abandon their families and maybe never see them again out of love, It's like I said, I would have done anything for them. I would have nursed them in their deathbed for 20 years, given up all my dreams. But if I, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be good enough. Wouldn't be good enough. You know what I'm saying? I know you guys, some of you know what I'm saying. Wow, it's getting nice up here. I just hope things get better, man. And if they don't, we move on, right? we move on. And it isn't something that happens overnight. There's always someone that gets blindsided. I've been blindsided. I think my family feels a little blindsided by me a lot of times. They don't understand me, why I could possibly be upset. Stop talking about this stuff, Barry. Let's get our nature on, bro. Yeah, I got to make sure this title is appropriate, right? See, I'm smiling again. Wow, it's a long time since I walked over the ridge. Yeah, this is the ridge trail. See how far we're going to go today. I got no idea. What's this sign over here say? Trail is permanently closed until further notice. Well, this isn't the trail we're on. This is the trail where the fence is. I remember doing that one. It's very steep. It's not much of a trail. It's just rocks. So is this one here, right? Isn't this nice? Let's turn the camera off for a sec. Maybe we'll turn it on when we get closer to all that nice green down there. I think I don't want to stretch this out too far. It's still going to be long enough by the time we get back. We just came down this big mountain here. And I think we're going to go this way. Maybe do a stop for some veg later. I really like these little small grocery stores, right? You know, I walked in that fancy one the other day. You know, one of those health food big grocery stores, and they're nice, I guess. And I walked out with pakoras instead of my falafels. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sure they got falafels in there, and they're both nice, but there's nothing like a falafel in a wrap or a sandwich. A pakora you can do, but it's a different texture altogether, right? It's more bready, right? Where falafel is, it's hard to explain. Those who love them, love them. That's me. Huh. Yeah, turn it off, Barry. Turn it off. Yeah, I like, but you know, oh yeah, what was I going to say? I went in there around lunchtime or something like that, right? Felt a little bit uppity in there, right? It's like, felt like the whole store was full of posers. I didn't see as many smiles as I thought I'd see in a store like that. There's one lady that was really lovely and smiley, and the rest of them looked like they were, you know, being tortured. You're supposed to be happy working in a place like that supposedly has wonderful food that's going to keep you happy and longevity, and everybody just looked sad. I don't mean to complain. It's just an observation. Entertainment purposes only. All of this is for thinking. Anybody that sees this, think about it. I hope it helps somebody, and maybe it'll even help me. I think some people would say I'm beyond help. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing, you know what I'm saying? We're going to go this way, up here, okay? Oh, anybody know anything about the internet and 5G and that? My uploads seem to be getting slower and slower and slower, and clearing caches and all sorts of stuff, right? It's just like, and sometimes I can be in the middle of nowhere. Like one example, well, Thailand, the internet is much faster, I find, in general than in Canada, but But I was uploading, you know, videos very quickly. Very quickly. Not even using Wi-Fi, just using my 5G, right? Here it's like sputtering like an old motorbike with a broken piston, right? It just keeps adding minutes and hours every time you go and upload a video. And the other one's just like, phew, and it's done, right? Anyway, I've tried most of the little hints I've found on the interweb, right? But with limited success. And we're at my house is probably one of the worst spots. I've got internet and a 5G on the phone, and it's just terrible. Anyway, it's just techie stuff. Anybody that knows what they're talking about, I can Google all day, but if somebody has a little hint for me, I'd be happy to try. A little off subject there. I think we need to get off subject a little bit. Getting too serious, man. This is really beautiful out here right now. I don't know which mode I'm on. Sometimes I get stuck on this big head mode. Yeah, there we go. Huh. I'm hearing weird noises. I know it's this wind muff. I can hear a train down in the valley bottom. Oh, it's nice in here. Like I say, these trails are very flowing, really good for a mountain bike. I might try and get the upload started here deep in the forest today so it can do its magic while I walk back too. But once I start that, won't be needing any more filming either. Man, it's peaceful out here. Oh. Okay, good for now. Oh, this is nice. Look at these beautiful little flowers. Can you see those? Wow, they're just perfect. What are those called? I wonder. Just beautiful. All that just to reproduce again. Nature, man. It's wonderful. Wow, this is cool in here. Look at that. Hello, sunshine. Hello, sunshine. Hello, sunshine. Hello. Oh, hey. Just having fun with the camera. How are you?
Good. How are
Good.
you?
Awesome. See happy people on the trail. That's why we come out here. Right on. Oh, that's so nice, right? I embarrassed myself. Perfect there. I'm never embarrassed when I'm happy. Don't be embarrassed to be happy, right? Be embarrassed to be grumpy. Be embarrassed to be mean. Oh, that was wonderful. What a good timing. I should have stopped and talked with that gentleman. He looks out here, he's out here healing himself too. Oh. Oh wow, look at this. Wow. There's Kamloopa again. Can you see it? Lovely, it's just lovely. Peaceful out here. That fella was the only man I've seen, or only person I've seen, since I come off the ridge. And just at the beginning of my hike, I ran into 2 people and a dog, and that's it. And I've been walking quite a while. Spring is, like you say, we talked about it the other day, it's drawn out. See, the grass is starting to get a little bit greener. Wow. This is so nice. So nice. Look at this log. Okay. At least it's still here. I'm surprised they haven't burned all that up. You know what I'm saying? Used to be lots of beautiful undergrowth like that in the forest. There's still little bits here and there, you know, but not much. It's home for the animals, right? You know, and here's squirrels and birds, and it's good for the soil. Helps the forest retain water. But no, let's just get rid of it all. Sometimes you question these so-called engineers and things, and as long as they get the contract, as long as they can convince somebody else to, we got the contract, fire up the chainsaws, let's burn it all up, cut it all down. It's getting green in here. Wow, look at this. Feels very cool in here. It's very shaded. There's a few taller trees left in here, you know. A few left. And you'll see once in a while, you'll see a little birdhouse. There's one up there. I just don't feel like climbing way up there. But look at this grass. Springtime grass. Look at this sap. What causes that sap to run? I don't want to touch it because that stuff is super sticky. Look at that. Put that on your toast, looks like honey. Eh? I bet you the bear would like that, maybe. I don't know. Come on, bear. I need a bear right now. Isn't this nice? Wow. Wow. Whoa. I'll tell you, I wish my Thai friends were here today on this hike. If any of you ever make it from Thailand and you get to British Columbia and you get to Kamloops, look me up. I'll take you on a wonderful little hike, free of charge. Just make sure you let me know you're coming. Who knows where I could be. But what a great time of year to be here. The days just keep getting a little bit warmer and a little longer. We get really long days here. By the peak of summer, you can, it's light till 10, almost 11 o'clock at night. Very long days. And then the days get longer like that, things really grow fast. And where, you know, in Southeast Asia, it stays around 12 and 12 all the time, right? Even right now, the days are longer than in Asia. If I was in Thailand right now, I guess it would be the big water festival. Darn, 1 year I'll make it to that. 1 year. We got company on the trail. Hi. He doesn't. Hello. He's a cool doggy. I like him. Full of spunk. Hi. See you later, doggy. Wow, you see that dog? He was cool, man. As soon as I turned the camera around, he goes, "What is that?" Fetch. Fetch. Ah, that's cool. And on a little footnote here, I've never had any real success with friendships or relationships. And I know there's other people like that out there too. To all the misunderstood out there, my heart goes out to you. Thanks for watching, and I think that's most likely going to conclude the video. You may recognize this trail here. I might go sit down on by the table for a few minutes and see if I can get this thing uploaded for you. Again, thanks for watching. And see you next one.